Hey, how you doing everybody? My name is CherryBoy and welcome back to Tenshi 2. And first, let me just say I'm sorry for not uploading yesterday. I for real just passed out. Sorry about that. But don't worry, I shall make up for it. Anyway, let's get right back into it. Without another word, I rushed out of the cafeteria and sat out in search of Tenshi. Sometime later, he and I were standing in the time window room. A few minutes later, Rose, Tessa, and Kyo had arrived. As I explained my idea, there were thoughtful expressions on the faces of my listeners as they all considered what I had proposed. Now, like Rose said earlier, we're going to need to know exactly when in time to have the virus activated in order to make this work. But maybe there's a way we can get those coordinates. So, any ideas? Any ideas? As several eyes moved in Michelle's directions, she shook her head and sighed. Kenji, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can help here. All of my knowledge of Bunny and Mizuki is from before. So while I know when in time they live, there's no way for us to know when exactly they went back from their era to capture that girl. There. Yeah, sorry. And without precise coordinates, we'd either arrive before she was captured, or well after the others pulled off whatever they were up to.
What if we use Bunny and Mizuki to get the coordinates?
What do you mean, Kyo?
Well, what if we went to plant a tracking device on Bunny and Mizuki the next time they show up? You know, something that, when they went back to their time, would trigger the virus. Will that work?
Wait a minute, that could be it! Not a device, but a dye! What are you talking about? Some medical imaging devices use imaging agents that can be radioactive, and the time window sensors are designed to detect harmful agents when we come back from a trip to the past. So if we were to spray Mizuki or Bunny with something like that, we could key the virus to respond to the sensor readouts from the time window.
And that will give us the coordinates we need to go after them! Not bad, Rose, not bad at all.
That could be risky. Sending you to the future would mean running the risk of confronting Mizuki and Bunny on their home turf. Even worse, your weapons wouldn't work on them. They're designed to break down the quantum sheets that allow them to exist out of time, not actually hurt them.
So, we outnumber them, don't we? Besides, we can modify our weapons so they can also work like the stun baton. That way, we'll still be able to knock them out if we have to fight them there.
The stun baton wouldn't work on someone outside of their normal time, Kyo. The quantum sheets that keep them at a different time make sure of that. However, I could modify your weapons, calibrate them so they can be set to the same frequency as the stun baton if you have to face them in their time.
And we could also hit them with something else while we tag them with the tracking dye, sleep gas or some kind of medication that's absorbed through the skin. Something that would knock them out and render them unconscious before we sent them back to their time. It could work, assuming the time window's design hasn't changed too much between now and the future. Then there's no reason why it wouldn't work.
I can think of several things that could go wrong with this, but at the same time, I don't see how we have any other choice. We need to do something to rescue the Egyptian and send her back where she belongs, as well as prevent Mizuki and Bunny from doing any more damage to the time stream. Very well. Tenshi, you're in charge of creating a virus capable... Very well. Tessa, you're in charge of creating a virus capable of activating the future time window and having it open for us.
You bet.
Rose, we're going to need both tracking dye and some kind of anesthetic to neutralize Bunny and Mizuki.
Yes, sir.
Kyo, I want you to work on creating something we could use to spray them with when they finally appear.
Yes, sir.
And Michelle, go over the time window systems. I want to know which agents will best register on its sensors.
Got it. And what about you, Gramps?
I've been working on some new equipment for you girls. Some new communicators for your time suits, for example. You'll be able to remain in contact with Michelle, as well as take readings in the field more directly. They still need some work, but I should be able to have them ready soon enough. Among other things that should be of use to you all.
And what about me? Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I'm sure that any of the girls could use an extra set of hands to help them. So I think the best thing to do is help whichever one you want to help. Oh no.
Okay, so who should I help out?
Oh no! Don't skip this choice. Oh, this is gonna be a save thing. Let me save. Make a second save. Okay, return.
Tessa or Michelle?
I wanna help Michelle, cause we gotta save Michelle! Michelle, I'll save you!
Michelle, I don't suppose you need some help with anything, do you? Wait, me? Well, actually, it would help if I had someone to... Would help if I had someone to manually access some of the system's servers and equipment. I can check the system data myself, but as Michelle trailed off, eyeing the time window which was now her prison, I nodded somberly. While there wasn't a lot I could do to help the others, I could certainly open and close panels in here. And while I still had some issues with what Michelle had done, I didn't think anyone should be alone in there, not with everyone going to work on their own projects. Sure, I can do that. As Michelle gave a tiny smile, Grandpa frowned slightly before nodding.
Alright, that settles it then. That settles that then. We'd all best get to work now. We have much more. We have much that needs to be done.
Yeah, sorry. With these words, Grandpa and the others began to filter out of the time window room. Before long, it was just me and Michelle in there. But before I could ask what I should do first, Michelle turned an appreciative gaze towards me. Thanks, Kenji. I really could use some help here. And I'd rather not have to deal with Tensai. Not after, well, you know. I just nodded to this. I still couldn't picture my grandfather being as bad as Michelle had said before, but even so, that's okay. I just, anyway, what should I do first? Let's see. Could you open that access panel over there? The third one to the left? You mean this one? No, the one to the right of it. Yeah, that's it. Just open it up and I'll tell you what to do next. And that's how it went for the next few minutes. I'd open up panels and conduct whatever tests Michelle asked me to do, and she'd study the readouts and see what needed to be done next. I really do appreciate you doing this, Kenji. Normally I'd be able to do this stuff by myself, but... As Michelle gestured down at her intangible form with a visible sense of frustration, I nodded my understanding. Yeah, I know. Look, I'm sure that we'll find a way to get you out of this, okay? I mean, there has to be some way. I sure hope you're right about that. I winced slightly at the way Michelle spoke. Although I still felt some anger towards her about what she had done, her punishment was still far in excess of her crimes in my mind. So, what do you think will happen? I mean, the next time we have to deal with Bunny Mizuki. To be honest, I'm not really sure. Both of them are highly skilled fighters, especially Mizuki. Much better than either Rose or Kyo. But now that I'm no longer in control of things on their end, the way Michelle spoke these words gave me a bad feeling. Why, you don't think that Mizuki or Bunny would? No, never. Not unless it was a matter of life or death. Groan. But I won't lie to you, Kenji. I'm not sure that Rose and Kyo will be able to get this tracking die on them. They're both very skilled fighters. The ability to defend themselves is pretty much essential to survival in their time. As I recall the blighted world that was the future, I couldn't help but see Michelle's point. Fresh fears and concerns rolled into my mind, and I found myself eager to distract myself from those thoughts. So, anyway, Michelle, is there anything special you'd like to do? You know, when we finally get you out of the time window? Michelle looked a bit surprised by the change in topic, but I really did want to get away from thinking of that future wasteland. Sorry. Besides, I had to admit to being a bit curious. Of the 3 girls that had been here originally, Michelle was the one I knew the least about, so I really didn't see anything wrong with wanting to get to know her better. Yes. Sorry. And as unlikely as it may have seemed, if there was any chance that there was something else going on. Well, there is. No, forget it. Wait, did I say something? No, forget it. No, go on. What is it? Frowning somewhat, Michelle shifted about before giving me a hard look. Do you promise not to laugh? Of course. You better mean that. Because if this gets out, then I'll... Michelle suddenly seemed to realize there was literally nothing she could do to stop me from doing anything. Aw. I did my best to distract her from that. So, what is it? What would you like to do? Go to some special restaurant? Head for the beach? Do you have a hobby or something? Well, there is a bunch of stuff that I really do miss. But to be honest, what I'd love to do more than anything right now would be ballet. Ballet? Honestly, of all the possible things I could have imagined Michelle saying, that particular item would have been in the bottom 40 of the list. You like to watch ballet? No, not watch. Dance. I'm a ballerina. Well, sort of. What I mean is, I'm not a professional, but... Wow. I never knew. I mean, usually ballerinas are all super skinny. And you got the tangents right there! Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's something I'd rather didn't become common knowledge. See, some people found out about it back when I was in college, and you would not believe the teasing I had to put up with as a result. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. So, were you any good?
Pretty good. Like I said, I never went pro, but care for a demonstration? I was a bit surprised by her question, but after considering that Michelle might have been just desperate to experience some aspect of her former life, I dumbly nodded in response. Okay, sure.
Of course, I love to see this.
Michelle nodded lightly and took a deep breath before assuming a classic ballet stance, one that even I recognized.
Ah! The waifu! That thing is the booty! Yeah! Alright, cool.
And so she began a simple dance, with me as the audience. Michelle didn't do anything extravagant, and the range of motion was limited by the confines of the time window. But even so, she still managed a graceful dance that I would never have expected of her. Sorry. But as Michelle continued to sway and pirouette, I couldn't help but notice that her breasts were doing a dance of their own. Oh boy. Michelle's glowing orbs were bouncing and swinging around with every motion of her body. A wild dance of feminine assets that sharply contrasted her graceful movements. I did my best not to stare, not to do anything that would call attention to me. Oh no. And so I was lost in staring, caught in a trance. Michelle was lost in her dance. Right up until when the door to the time window room slid open. Excuse me, too. I just need to... Huh? Jolted by these words, I quickly turned to see Rose standing a short distance behind a look of stupefied surprise. on her face. Gasp! And judging by the mortified sounds coming from Michelle, I wasn't the only one to notice. Rose! What are you? I just wanted to see if you had a report ready. You know, about which agents we might have on hand that would best register on the time window sensors. Huh? Oh, right, yeah, of course. We're still working on it, Rose. I can give you what we've gotten so far, but we still need to check out some more of the systems. I see. A few seconds passed as Rose glanced between me and Michelle and back again, and I could tell by the look in her face that she was seriously considering asking what she had inadvertently walked in on. But then I noticed Michelle giving the English girl a killing glare, which was clearly all the incentive Rose needed to drop the matter. Okay then, I'll let you get back to work. Without another word, Rose turned and left the time window room, leaving me and Michelle to both sigh in relief. With any luck, she'll try and forget whatever happened. Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to happen, and... No, that's okay, Kenji. I'm the one who agreed to show off. Sorry. And to be honest, it really felt good, doing things like that again. Still, let's get to work, before something else happens. Okay, yeah, there. And so without another word, we returned to our duties. Nice. It took almost a full day to complete everything we needed in order to put my plan into action. And during that time, I couldn't help but think that Bunny Mizuki might appear again before everything was ready. Not to mention everything else that could go wrong. And I was not the only one aware of the potential for disaster.
Alright, we've been fortunate, in that we've had enough time to complete our preparations. So before Mizuki and Bunny appear again, I want to go over our plan so there's no confusion. The next time they appear, Rose and Kyo will go back in time to intercept them. Once they manage to spray one or both of them, the future time window should open up here. Sorry. Now, if by any chance Rose and Kyo aren't able to get back here before that happens, then Kenji?
Yeah?
You and Tessa will take that portal to the future and secure the future time window. Now I've created some extra equipment for Tessa, including a portable computer interface so she can hack the computers in the future and learn the exact time coordinates for that future world, among other things. Once that's done, you'll open a portal to allow Rose and Kyo to join you in the future. The objectives will be to find the Egyptian girl.
Princess Neferine, that's what Mizuki called her.
Right, of course, as I was saying. Your objective will be to rescue her, send her back to her time, and learn precisely what Mizuki and Bunny are planning, as well as take any and all steps needed to keep them from going ahead with their plans. Which leaves just one more thing. Rose, Kyo, could you fetch those items for Tessa?
Sure thing. On it. As Rose and Kyo left the room, my grandfather moved towards one of the walls and picked up something I hadn't noticed before.
I would much rather not have you involved in this, Kenji. You aren't as trained as the others in terms of combat, nor are you as experienced in traveling between times. But at the same time, our numbers are limited, and since the time window doesn't seem to have any negative effect on males, then I have no choice but to ask for your help in this. My grandfather handed me a futuristic-looking shield. It was based on the design of a heater shield, and was designed so that its tip extended past my hand. There was also a grip that I could grab, and I noticed a thumb control and a trigger of some kind. This shield also doubles as a launcher for a series of discs, and both the shield and discs are laden with disruptors. Also, you'll need this.
Grandpa handed me a high-tech wristband as I was sliding the shield into place on my arm.
It's a communications device, like the ones in the girls' time suits. Just press the button, and you'll be able to stay in contact with myself and Michelle, even while on the other side of the time window.
Okay, thanks.
And on that note, where's my gear? And please tell me something cool.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I didn't have time to work on all of the new equipment, so I had Rose and Kyo handle the designs for your weapons and time suit.
Wait, what?
Just then, Rose and Kyo reappeared, each of them holding a small box. Here you are, Tessa, your time suit and weapons.
We kinda had to rush to put it all together, but I really do hope that you like them.
Pausing to study the boxes, Tessa groaned in her throat as she looked at the other girls.
Well, come on, try it all on. And when you get back, we'll show you how your equipment works.
Okay, sure. I sure hope she likes it all.
I'm sure she'll like it all just fine.
Really? Because you and I both know how temperamental Tessa can be. And there's still a lot we don't know about her.
Well, we know she's a cheerleader, and we know that she loves pink, so...
Wait a second. What do you mean? How do you... Wait a minute. Wait a second. How do you know she likes pink?
Well, isn't it obvious? All we ever seen her wear is pink, so she must love it.
Before I get one word out of my mouth, a hateful roar sounded throughout the entire lab complex, and I could have sworn I felt the entire building shake.
Uh-oh. What exactly did you two make for her?
The two girls fidgeted, as if in search of the right words to say. But before they could say anything, the door to the time window room opened, revealing Tessa in her time suit.
Oh, the thickness! The cheerleader thickness at the heart of the middle!
Wearing a scowl like a petrified Medusa. I was sure flames would leap from her eyes, and veins were bulging from her forehead.
What's all this?
It's your time suit. Now I realize that your weapons might not look like much, but still.
Weapons? You call these weapons? The little pom-poms, you morons! They only look like pom-poms, duh. Honestly, I don't see why you're so mad about that. And besides, they go perfectly with your time suit.
Now, we want you what your tastes were, so we did our best to make something for you that we thought you'd like. And we knew that you used to be a cheerleader, so...
Besides, just look at how it goes with your hair and everything else. I mean, like, wow, Tessa, you look so cute!
Wincing as Kyo dropped a bucket load of fuel on Tessa's fire, all he could do was stand there and watch as the cute girl glared back at the others. And then she smiled. Tessa smiled a sweet, lovable, cute smile,
Which gave me a bad feeling. Oh yeah.
I am going to...
Murder you twits!
An instant later, Tessa snarled and leapt straight at Rose and Kyo, flames spewing from her eyes and her teeth somehow looking more like fangs. And it was only my grandfather wrapping his arms beneath her shoulders and lifting her up off the ground that thwarted her attack.
Let me go, Gramps! I'm gonna break their faces in half before I shove them up there! What are you doing?
Sensei, what is the matter with her?
It's a long story, and I should have told you about it sooner.
Let's just say that Tessa has issues with cheerleading, and her mother.
Tessa, I know you're upset, but please, now is not the time!
Kill! Smash! Maim! Destroy!
Tessa was squirming wildly about, kicking furiously as she tried to injure Rose and Kyo in any possible manner.
Suddenly, red lights start flashing and alarms blaring in our ears. Temporal distortion. It looks like we finished our preparations in the nick of time. Michelle, can you get a lock on the coordinates?
On it. A few minutes passed as Michelle worked. As for Rose, she took advantage of Tessa's distraction to make her way up to the volatile girl. As we were trying to tell you, Tessa, those pom-poms aren't ordinary pom-poms. There's a toggle on each one of the wands. Press them with your thumbs. Still visibly furious, Tessa did as instructed. There was an audible buzz of electricity right before the wands extended, and the fluffy ends on the pom-pom somehow transformed into the spiked orbs of a morning star. Ooh, a mace, like great. The spiked ends of which were crackling with energy like they were actively searching for something to hurt. Oh, well, that's different. But why make them look like pom-poms in the first place? That's a safety feature, otherwise you'd risk hurting yourself with them when you're just carrying them around. And Kyo, she honestly thought that you liked them because you used to be a cheerleader, so why did you...
Because...
Girls, now's not the time for this. We can discuss this all later. Rose, Kyo, get suited up. I want you ready to depart as soon as Michelle has the coordinates.
Alright, let's go, Kyo.
Right.
When they were gone and Tessa was fully settled, Tensei set her down.
Grown.
I'm gonna owe those two some majorly groveling later. Groan. I'm gonna owe those two some majorly groveling later, aren't I? Aren't I?
I wouldn't go that far, but an apology would certainly be warranted.
I put a gentle, reassuring hand on Tessa's shoulder. Don't worry, Tessa. Once it's over and we have a chance to explain everything to the others, I'm sure Rose and Kyo will both understand. Thanks. Thanks. Sometimes having a temper really does suck. In the back with the thickness. Just then, Rose and Kyo returned in their own time suits, each of them carrying one of the sprayers that Kyo had cobbled together.
Are you both ready? Are you both ready?
Ready, Tensai. As soon as we spray Bunny and Mizuki with the tracking dye, it'll also release an anesthetic gas that should render them unconscious within a minute or so.
So not only shouldn't they notice shouldn't they notice that we're up to anything, but then when they start passing out, they'll want to go back to their own time as fast as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to send them back before they can accomplish whatever they're trying to do.
Let's hope so. Michelle, have you got a lock on the coordinates?
Got him, Gramps. According to these readings, Mizuki and Bunny are somewhere in the Mayan city of Palaquan in the 7th century AD. At least that's not as far back as last time, but still, I'm not looking forward to this. I haven't even finished testing that new protective pill I was working on.
Oh, come on, Rose. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Rose led the way into the time window. As they moved forward, there was a blinding flash of light as the portal opened for them.
Thanks, Michelle. Be sure to keep an eye on us.
Will do.
Alright, that's all
Yeah. That's all the time I got for this. And a moment later, the shield around the time window lifted up off the floor, allowing both Rose and Kyo to step into the portal. Alright, just a little bit more. There's a smile at the end. Alright. As the shield once more lowered into place, Michelle went to work. I'm bringing them up on the monitor.
Good. Now all that's left to do is watch and wait.
But that's all the time I got for this one, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like below. If there's any other games you'd like me to play, please comment down below as well. If you like this and would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That'll be epically appreciated of you. Oh, and also, if you just want to talk, please comment down below as well. And as always, my name is CherryBoy, and my goal in life is to make you smile. Also, thank you guys so much for 200 subs! We did it! Over 200 subs now. I got them so fast that it's gonna take me a little while to work on the 200 sub special, but yeah, thank you all so much. It'll be coming out soon, so thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Wait. Let me just say right here. Let me just make sure it's not a second thing. Okay, everything's fine. Okay. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye. See ya.